We live?
It's the Hats Off, Gloves Off podcast. With Mitchell Phillips and Spencer Calendar.
Welcome to the Hats Off, Gloves Off podcast. You know what I've realized through that intro song is you hear there's those guys that can just hear like a song once. They're like, all right, and they hop on the drums and they just redo it.
Yeah, jerks.
We're on like episode 130, and I still have no idea when to come in on the intro. I'm like, and 3 and a 2 and a 1 and a skip. Nope.
Yeah, we're not professionals. I mean, I don't. Why are they even fucking filming us? Why are?
I don't know, but
Well, I don't get why there are cameras on our face.
you and I were doing that
It
show, and
bothers
that
me.
big money business guy came in.
Yeah.
And was like, we're going to take you to the top floor of the Capitol Records building. We're going to give you a full studio, a full team of interns. You pick the producer. And we're like, we're bringing our friend fucking Jay Beamers along. And he showed up in a dominatrix outfit, just started whipping these interns into shape. 3 of them have gone on to illustrious careers in the record industry, movie studios.
It's pretty cool having a dominatrix producer. He gets shit done, and knows where all the cool sex clubs are.
Yeah. Also, he does he wears the leather daddy leather mask. So once that on air sign goes on, he zips the mouth shut, and it's fucking. He lets the keyboard do his talking.
I don't know why I'm laughing. It's just it's professional.
it's insanely.
Yeah.
You would
It's unbelievably professional. It's weird to get used to.
when people are with him in the elevator. I've seen it. They're coming up and they're like, "This is extremely unprofessional." And I go, "Have you ever been in the studio with the man?"
Imagine being in an elevator with someone and the zipper's zipped up and they just look at you and put their finger in front of their lips like, shh.
Oh,
What would you do? I'd lose it.
I'm not trying to get hard at 8 a.m.
I know.
when we record this show.
I'm usually hard at 8 a.m., I think.
So this is hats off, gloves off. Hats off to those deserve it. Gloves off to those deserve it. Pats on the back, pats on the fanny, finger pointing, finger blasting. We bring justice to the world. You do a good, we let you know. You do a bad, we let you know. It's about it. Sometimes people, there's great people in the world, and we need to highlight them. And you know what I mean? Just what's it called? Just a touch of good news. A little pick me ups in your outlook on humanity. And then sometimes we do the same thing, but it's a guy like smoking around, driving around smoking crack,
Smoking around.
That
That is the ultimate example. Beat smoking crack while having sex and driving world, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. I mean, technically it's illegal, but like the Holocaust was legal. You know what I mean? Don't use that as a metric for morality. So I'm going to start it off with a classic topic.
Hats off to you, sir.
Hats off to you, ma'am. So we got another case of a horny teacher. Horny teacher.
Horny teachy.
You know what is kind of crazy? I never see the stories of the male teachers.
No.
Like, I have Google alerts. That's why I know about all these goddamn cases, and I only pick the good ones. But this happens on a weekly basis. Is a teacher fucking the students? It's always a woman.
Yeah, and
Even when it's like, oh, that's why we don't like guys teach like kindergarten. It's like, bitch, these white hoes are teaching 11th grade English.
well, let me tell you this.
Giving out hand
this
jobs.
actually goes with this story. There was about a 1.5 year period where I was a preschool teacher. Didn't really like the job. Basically got a summer job teaching swim lessons, and they were kind of like, hey, we got this opening, and it was on the campus where I went to school. Anyway, it was what it was. I quit. But at one point, this new girl came in, and her grandma came in with her and flipped out when she saw me and found out I was a teacher and like had this tantrum and started screaming, being like, men can't teach. They're horrible people. Men can't be teaching kids. You need to fire him. You need to fire him. And they were like, no, we're not going to fire him. That's how it is.
Yeah.
He's one of the teachers. I don't know what to tell you. And then the next day, the girl comes in. She's 2 years old, maybe 3. And she goes, look what grandma did. And she lifts her shirt up and shows me cigarette burns all over her body. It's like, yeah, I'm not the one to be teaching. If anything, I shouldn't have been teaching just because I was 19 and I shouldn't be molding youth of America at 19 because I'm dumb.
She's over there in her glass house throwing rocks at people.
Yeah, burning her grandkid.
That is so funny.
And then I called Child Protective Services.
It is so rude
and
to
she
assume
left
I'm
the
a
state.
pedophile.
Yeah.
It's if I'm putting cigarettes out on my kid, which I hope I never do. You never know which way life will take you, but I hope I never become that person. But if I am, I'm still gonna be like, let's not draw any attention to this child. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's kind of like the logic, like you can tell if someone's cheating on you because they start accusing you of cheating. You know, that kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Oh.
Where it's like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. That's usually the case.
Yeah, that's why I'm always. I hate people that are loud and annoying, and then I'm like, oh, that means I'm just loud and annoying. Just like I'm not a social person, but what I do, like, it's overbearing and I interrupt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Big time. I'm the same way.
Oh,
I'll
but-
leave a party and be like, why didn't I stop talking? Why didn't I just shut up at one point during the evening?
Oh fuck. No, I'll get like 2 days later, and I'll just be like, remember a conversation I had? I was like, oh shit, I didn't ask him about his day.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I actually, this
that
is funny.
so rude.
I mean, you didn't really make me leave, but we were at New Year's. You just got trashed and you were rambling on about
Where's
something
New Year's?
at Cole's house.
Oh.
And I was just kind of like, well, see you later. Like, it was like too late. You know, it was like,
Oh yeah, but also yeah, if someone's more trash than you,
it's tough.
yeah,
It's
I don't
tough.
blame you.
You got to find the level. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why at that point I go find like Finn or Cole.
Yeah. Yeah. Finn's the greatest. Yeah. You'd be like, any state of mind, you're good to go.
We're just hammered. I'm done talking about like True Lies is one of the greatest action movies of all time, and then like 3 minutes later we're talking about the homeless problem and like the problem with the GOP these days.
He's a good guy. He's our homeless friend, and he found out. I told him I was going to
He
start.
he refuses to be on the podcast because he wants to run for office one day.
But he's looking out. I told him I was going to start playing hockey again, and then the next day, 2 pretty nice hockey sticks hidden behind my trash can.
A weird thing I found
in good shape. I'm going to use them.
I
They're
put
good
it on my
hockey sticks.
Instagram a little while ago. This guy under the bridge next to my house, one of the homeless guys, he had a rugby or like a lacrosse helmet.
Oh, okay.
It's like, where'd you find that just lying around Los Angeles? You know what I mean? Where it's like some of these people, it's like, oh, you had a TV entertainment center. Like, yeah, somebody probably just left that in front of their house and you threw it on your cart and made it on your merry way. But it's like, where'd you get a lacrosse stick?
That's exactly how I feel. It was 2 goalie sticks, 2 hockey sticks maybe, but they're 2 goalie sticks. That's weird.
Oh, shit. Anyway, so this lady, I'm just gonna run through the whole thing. So the trouble started in June last year when another teacher overheard a group of boys discussing how one of them had hooked up with Belle, the teacher.
Belle, her name's Belle.
The pedophile, her last name.
Oh, that's a pretty sexy name for a teacher.
Let
Belle.
me see. Ashlyn Faye Bell.
Ashlyn. Oh, that's not sexy.
This is in Texas. Yeah, she's kind of just a victim of her generation. I know a lot of like Ashlyns, Amberlyns.
Yeah, Amber Lynn's okay.
Leanne's.
Ashlynn's bad.
So a teacher heard the boys discussing how one of them hooked up with Belle and could have gotten her pregnant. It's so funny is that this is how all of this started, was some kid just talking too loud, just not being cool about it, and also just being a shitty like 17-year-old and being like, I could have gotten her fucking pregnant, like not knowing how that works.
I
or
talk
anything.
too loud. That's my fatal flaw. I forget who's around me all the time.
We were golfing yesterday, and I was like, Spencer, you got to be quiet. People's backswing. And that's why. And it's like, so he could have gotten her pregnant. Blah, blah, blah. The teacher confronted the boys and launched an investigation, it's like, no, tell the police. You know what I mean? You're not, would you throw on your Sherlock Holmes hat?
We
You're
got
like,
this under control. We got the
Let's
social
solve
studies
this.
teacher on this. And our football coach needed something to do during period 3. So,
yeah. Coach Costa needed fucking OT. During the investigation, the first teen told the police that Belle put her baby to bed, and they went into Belle's bedroom, he said, and they had sex, and then she drove him home. Didn't say why he was at her house, but here we go.
For sex.
The second boy, 17-year-old student, said he visited Belle at her home multiple times because she was his tutor. She's running a honeypot operation.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro.
Because usually they're banging one kid. Usually it's like the stud kid in the class, but this lady's giving it out to all the kids?
That's what, yeah.
Because usually it's like, there's always like the kid who was like almost 6 feet tall in 7th grade, and you're like, oh, you're a man. You know? Like,
Yeah.
She's probably banging that kid, but
Mhm.
sounds like she's The
That's
dumb
what
kid who needs tutoring.
that's
even?
why it's a hats off. Because
Oh, okay.
she's. It's
Because
just
she's
what
not
she's
being picky with her children.
no. What she's doing is like that movie trope where guys are like, "Oh, you gotta go start doing yoga. There's so many chicks in there." You know what I mean? Or like,
Sure. Yeah.
oh, I shop at this grocery store because there's more women. You know what I mean? All she's doing is like, oh, I want to become a teacher. There's so much dick in being a teacher.
Yeah, you're gonna get more pussy. Let's say like being a bartender versus a construction worker.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. Especially you learn some.
Actually, that's
cocktail
not true.
moves.
I've done both those, and I've got a lot of dudes' numbers working construction.
Not much pussy, but a little bit of ass.
Yeah, funny, stinky.
So she was his tutor, and he hooked up with her on her third trip to her house. So at this point, with these contests,
That's good because if he wouldn't have hooked up on trip 3, he would have been friend zoned. I think.
Yeah,
You
unfortunately.
got to go on 3. You got to make your.
This is
move.
what I told people all the time. Like people don't get it. I'm like, listen, if you go over to get tutored in math, you gotta kiss her by the second tutoring.
Yep.
Or else it's done. You got no chance. She's something happens in a woman's brain where after the third tutoring session, and you don't make a move. I don't know. It's like a lack of aggression on the man's part. But these are kids. Give them till the 4th date. You know what I mean? They're still learning. The third teen, a 16-year-old, told police he sent Belle a message over Snapchat because apparently word got around she was sucking and fucking. So he sends her a Snapchat. He said he's gonna be over soon, and then she replied, and they exchanged text. He was adamant that he meant it as a joke, but she came and picked him up anyway, which is like, bro, if you're gonna be a man about it, be a man about it. You know what I mean? Don't. You hit her up like, oh, it was just a joke. No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. You threw a fucking Hail Mary. The dude caught it in the end zone. And you're like, I don't even mean to throw it that good. It's whatever. It's just all responsibility. And I hate to be a victim blamer here, but and a couple people do in this story. He said Belle responded and picked him up at his house later that night with her baby in the car seat. Can you imagine getting road dome with a baby in the car?
Oh, I can imagine.
You know,
it,
if she's
yeah.
picking, she's sucking dick in the car. Like, she can't even keep her pants on for a fucking I'm assuming math tutor, because if you need a tutor for anything other than math, then you know what I mean. Learn how to swing a hammer, you fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Ashlyn Faye Bell was sentenced this week after she was found guilty of having sex with the students. She's sentenced to 4 years in prison by an all-female jury. Another one. Women hate to see other women get theirs.
4 years? How many kids did she fuck?
3 that we know of.
Damn.
Wait, that we know of. So that goes back to what I was saying, where the first kid just showed up at her house and fucking plowed her. The second kid, what was it? Third tutoring session was that kid. Oh no, second kid was he visited her home. Oh yeah, she was his tutor. 13 was the Snapchat. So somewhere in between one of the first 2 kids snitched. Because the third kid hit her up on Snapchat like, "Hey, what's up, Miss fucking Belle?" And then she was like, "Nothing. What's up with you?" And he's like, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit."
Yeah, just shot in the dark. And
But word had got around. Why would he send a Snapchat to his teacher? You know what I mean? So
I don't know.
I'm thinking between 2 and 3. I'm thinking the third guy might actually be like the 5th or 6th guy. You know? But you know, loose lips sink ships. Now no one at this school can get their dick sucked. You feel good now?
God. Graduation rates just plummet. We don't know what happened. Is it something we're feeding them? They're like, no, she was sucking all their dicks.
They have to pull her out of prison early. Like a general shows up to the prison, like, we need you, God damn it. She's just meditating. She's like, I've moved on. I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah,
She's
like
fucking
in those
Rambo.
action movies, like some guy, he has like a Hannibal Lecter mask. Like, we need his brain. We need her dick sucking skills. These kids are failing the SAT.
Half the kids don't know how to read. It's just getting
All the teachers like, please, Mrs.
like using it to blackmail her. Like she was like, "Why don't you do your homework?" And he's like, "I could say some things you don't want me to say."
Yeah.
She's like, "All right, just get it to me when you can." It's like, bro, if you're getting your dicks, like these kids hold all the power, and once again, not victim blaming. But what a disgusting display. Also, 17, bro. Come on. So,
Oh,
You
they're
know-
all 17?
yeah. Seniors, bro.
Come on. Yeah.
We're not talking about like when these
She's
teachers
dumb
are
for not
plowing like,
waiting a few months though. Like I had a teacher my senior year. He was a government teacher, and as far as I know, he didn't bang any of the girls while they were in school. But the fucking moment they graduated,
yeah,
you know, he'd start hitting them up, and it worked.
yeah, just keeping an eye on them. You know.
Yeah. But then also, like, I remember one girl went.
Hey, you
into-
graduated!
went into
Congratulations on
class.
LinkedIn.
I was like driving with a bunch of people in a car, and the girl's like, "Oh shit, we got to stop by the grocery store. It's her birthday." She bought herself balloons that said 18, just so the teacher would know she was 18. Now, you know what I mean? Like strategically thinking that. So it's like if that's where the kid's mind is going,